Okay, so Josh Taylor becomes the new undisputed four-belt king of the super lightweight division. Okay, and that was against Ramirez. Okay, it was an action-packed event with Josh Taylor dropping Ramirez in two separate rounds in the middle rounds to emerge the unanimous 112, or rather 114, 112 victory. Okay, over there in Las Vegas. And let's just have a little look at the closing sequence. Ramirez started off well, arguably won the first 4 rounds, and then it wasn't looking too good for Josh, a bit surprising, but then Josh turned it around in the middle rounds, dropped Ramirez 2 times, 2 separate rounds. That's 2 10-8 rounds, and that had a significant effect on the scorecards. Like I say, I think the scorecards were 114 to Joshua, or Josh Taylor, and 112 to Ramirez. Those 2 knockdowns were the story of the fight. That was what swung it. And then Ramirez came back against the odds because it looked like he was taking a sound battering in those middle rounds, but 9, 10, 11, or rather 10, 11, 12 on my scorecards, Ramirez came back. And I think he hurt Josh at times, but the work that Josh had already put in served him well and secured the victory. Look at those scenes. But Josh put his hands up first, and then Ramirez came after. And that was the story of the fight, wasn't it? That was the story of the lead up to the fight. Josh could have done with being a little bit cooler and calmer, but Josh becomes a vile personality in a couple of days in the run up to the fight. And I wondered whether it sapped his energy, but clearly that was not the case. And Josh Taylor keeps it together under Ben Saunders. Ben Saunders been coming under a little flack recently. We know why. It was Highgate with what's his name, BJ Saunders. But yeah, I think this performance here shows that maybe Ben Saunders is a little bit more than just a leisure center worker. Okay, so Josh becomes the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and if I'm not mistaken, becomes the first undisputed champion of Scotland. He goes by the name of Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado. But what's next? What's next for him? After the celebration, after the champagne cork stops getting popped, I suspect Josh is gonna have to move up. He said he wants Bud Crawford. OMG. A lot of people are talking they'd love to see a rematch of this fight. And why not? If the money's right, I'm sure Josh Taylor would be happy to oblige. But in the meantime, let's celebrate the moment. Scotland has its first undisputed boxing world champion in the form of Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado. Of course, we're going to be talking about it on Boxing Talk with Rafi. But in the meantime, enjoy the celebration. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. So don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I am